Oh, geez, we're live. Hey,
Oh,
Damon, what's up, dude? Happy Monday, man.
happy Monday, Curt. How are you
Dame,
today?
oh my God, if I was any better, I'd have hair, man. That's how good I'm doing today. How's that?
Mm,
So, it's
that
going
is
good. How was your
awesome.
weekend?
It was great. It was great. Actually, it was my anniversary on Saturday, and we had a
No, it
wonderful
wasn't.
day. Yes, it
Happy
was.
anniversary, brother.
Yep, it was
Man,
wonderful. Lene and I had a wonderful time. So,
what'd you
yeah,
guys do? Anything good?
went out to dinner, had some wine and food with people, and went and listened to a band that she really likes. So,
Oh, did
it
you?
was,
Where?
yep,
Where'd you guys go?
just a little place up in the hills.
Awesome. That is
Yeah,
good. Great.
yeah.
What type of band? What were they playing?
Oh, they're playing the 80s and
All
90s
about
stuff.
the 80s, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. When you're in
yeah,
your 50s, it's all about the 80s, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly. So,
Well,
yeah, it
happy
was,
anniversary. Do we?
yep,
How many?
21 years.
21.
Yeah.
Guess I'm. Let's see. What am I on? 90. And guess what? I'm next week. We're going. My wife and I eloped. We went to. We got married in Madeira Beach, Florida, 24 years ago, and we're going there next week. So how's that? So
Nice,
yeah.
nice,
So
nice.
time. Hey, we got Trisha's in the house, man. All right. So we have a lot to talk about here
Yeah,
today.
yeah. Let's
We
get
have
going here.
we have Margot here today. So guys, man. I apologize. Evelyn ran into a little bit of a conflict, so you're stuck with just Damon and myself today. So I hope not sure how that's going to
Oh,
go over, but
no.
so, Damon, let's talk about a few things here. First off, we were going to geek out and talk about SBDC today, Small
Yep,
Business Development Center.
yep,
And as a matter of fact, you're doing a webinar next week for
yep,
the LaGuardia, Rayton Queens,
yep,
LaGuardia SBDC. And you're going to be talking a little bit about Amazon. I'm doing a little program for them next month on LinkedIn.
yep.
Just do you want to just give everybody a sneak peek? What are you talking about at LaGuardia Small Business Development Center next week?
Well, everyone wants to talk about Amazon, and I talk about platforms more in general, usually
Yep.
when I talk about it, because, people really need to understand if you're going to be selling online, what it is,
Right.
why would you want to consider a platform? So if I'm going to build my Shopify site, or should I be on Amazon too? Or, there's a lot of questions when you're getting into the e-commerce game, or even if you're looking to expand, what you really
Right.
should be doing. And that's what
Right.
we're going to talk about.
That's awesome. And I'll tell you, dude, you're Amazon guru. I know we do, you're off the charts, man. You're doing high level stuff. I know a few of your clients are just crushing it on
Yeah.
Amazon. So anybody out there that's just getting started, what advice do you have for people that are just kind of kicking off their Amazon journey?
Well, obviously study it a little bit, and there's a lot of forums and stuff. Once you get signed up on Amazon, there's a lot of seller forums that you can get in and read and really begin to understand what's going on there. So
Right.
that's a good way to learn. And then don't be afraid to put your first listing up, if you've got your own products, and really understand it. Take the time to figure out how to build the listing right, and
Right.
then put it up there. I mean, because there is search for virtually everything.
Right.
You just have to get it listed and try. And
Right.
then I was talking to somebody last week about starting out. Someone was talking about reselling, and I said the hardest thing about starting out in selling online, like on a platform like Amazon, is the fact that you're going to handle data, right? If you're running popular products, and say you sell 1,000 of them, that could be 1,000 orders.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to take those orders and fulfill those orders if you're manufacturing a product, or if you're reselling a product? What's the process for you to get data to somebody and get tracking information back? Because
Right.
they're pretty strict. That's what most people don't say. I can get my product up on a platform,
Right.
but then stay on a platform, you have to upload tracking information quickly, and you have to respond to seller or buyer questions and all this kind of stuff. And you're measured on all those things.
Right.
And that's what most people don't think about. Yeah, you can get on a lot of platforms, but
Right.
staying on them is hard.
It's another right. And that's where our dear friend Cargo Margo comes into play, guys. So if you're a
Yeah.
manufacturer, especially an OEM, and you have a number of SKUs, or even if you're a custom manufacturer, you want to tip your toe into e-commerce, aligning yourself with a third-party fulfillment center
Yeah.
like Dart Entities, our dear friend Cargo Margo.
Yep. Cargo's here today.
Great place to start. And we talked about that last week, and I'm super bullish on those third-party fulfillment centers for manufacturers. And like you're saying, Damon, a lot of manufacturers are used to like, hey, we have 5, 10, 20 customers. That's how it's been for a long time. And now all of a sudden, if they want to tip their toe into e-commerce, man, how am I going to handle all this? Well, line yourself with Amazon, handles a lot of your customer service, handles fulfillment. A third party fulfillment center can handle that. So yeah, and Margot's got it. DM me, call me 714-330-2143. Dan Bigger's in the house, man. Did you see that note we got from Dan Big?
I know.
We got our hand slapped on Friday, didn't we?
We were late. I knew it too. I saw it was like it was 10:33 and we weren't on. And
Charlene was dropping massive value. Oh my goodness gracious. We can help ourselves. So then Dan drops me a text after the program. Hey, I heard you guys were late. He's like, I'm going to be back there on Friday to keep you guys in line. So it's nice having people, and it's always out of love. It's always a place out of love when Dan Bigger's around because he's just keeping us in line. Yeah. And we've got, and so let's continue on this conversation because we got Trish Stewart in the house, man. Trish is a rock star. Trish, you're out there. Drop your website in the chat box because we have a lot of folks that are looking to go global now. And Dan Bigger says, honesty is the best policy. I agree wholeheartedly. So glad you got our back, brother. So, Damon, combination things as our manufacturers are looking to get into this whole e-commerce realm, especially like, hey, supply chain is completely crazy. Folks, their phones are ringing off the hook, emails are dinging, and now they're starting to attract some international opportunities. So if you want to convert your website, man, I learned the hard way. I learned from my dear friend Trish. You don't want to just go to Google Translate, especially if you have complicated products, processes. You absolutely don't want to just use Google Translate. So, man, do you remember that conversation we had with Trish last summer? Man, it was just absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome. Yeah.
So So guys, if you want to explore going international route, you definitely want to connect with Trish or, line yourself with an expert and going that avenue. Now, what we had that conversation with Trish, and today we were going to talk about the Small Business Development Center. So again, for manufacturers out there looking to get into e-commerce, looking to go global, maybe you want to export and you're like, man, I'm on a silo. I feel like I'm on my own. Small Business Development Centers, SBDCs. There's nearly 1,000 around the United States.
Yep.
There's one near you. They're always parked near a college. They're parked at a college or university. So always a great resource for you. Damon, how about those manufacturing extension partnerships? They're phenomenal to help with all these. Like
the MEPs, when you look at the manufacturing extension partnerships in the States and the things that they do, I mean, their long history of teaching lean and safety, and now they're really getting into the cyber security because it's such a concern for people, and been around forever with great consultants to help you out to get things done. Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And they're near you. Most people don't understand that they are that close.
Right.
They do help to find grant funding too, to help offset some of the costs as well. So I know here in Washington State, they're really aggressive at that. And sometimes if you can go in and do something for 50% grant funded and you match it, that's a great way to get things done.
Absolutely. So to kind of recap that again. So Small Business Development Centers, completely free. Their services are completely free of charge. They help you with exporting. They help you with these topics. They help you with online marketing. Again, Damon speaking next week at the LaGuardia Community College Small Business Development Center right in Queens. So he's got a great program coming up on about Amazon, the manufacturing extension partnerships. There's one in all 50 states. And so again, like what we're talking about today is we've got Trish with translation services. Cargo Margo can help you with fulfillment. We've got Dan the Man Bigger. We've got Dan the Man Bigger at Otterai. And I'll tell you, like his services are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. John Biglino and Dan Bigger are just absolutely crushing it, helping their manufacturers make life so much easier. So Damon, I'm thinking about, I'm thinking about maybe doing a theme month for our Friday show. So I'm just between us, so I was thinking about maybe doing like a little software thing, the software providers that help manufacturers. What do you think of that idea?
That might be good. Because there's a lot of, there's so many different applications now when you look at what you need in any business, really. I mean, you just start to think about it. I mean, you go, especially if you're in e-commerce, there's so many different things that you can use. And a lot of it is custom.
Right.
when you look at some of the solutions like John and them and Uptessa helping with scheduling, or you talk about something like Gen Alpha, Christina
right.
Harrington and the group, they're trying with an e-commerce front for those OEM manufacturers
Right.
to eliminate basically all the catalogs and stuff all the way through your distribution and repair centers and sales channels. And
Right.
yeah, there's just so many different things to do. And then you can look back and go to the ERP systems, and man, it's a wild web of different kinds of software. Well, and even forget about the CRM. I didn't think about that.
Exactly. Speaking of CRM, do you see who's in the chat box here?
Who we have?
Man, Nicole Donnelly's in the house.
All right, cool.
Marketing group. Man, is she a rock star? So she is phenomenal. So what I'm thinking about doing, Damon, so this is between us. So guess what? June is going to be Meet the MEP month.
June is Meet the
MEP month. So I've lined up a bunch of MEPs. We've got IMEC, Purdue, Alaska, New York, Rhode Island. We have Rhode Island coming in the house. Yeah. So we're doing a bunch of, so June, we're going to have a bunch of MEPs. And I have some rock star women entrepreneurs for July. So I'm kind of lining that up. So I'm going to like a little bit of themes for our Friday show.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about maybe doing the software thing. So Nicole's going to do, Nicole, as a matter of fact, she didn't even know this. I'm telling her right now. She's going to do a little shtick on HubSpot. We can do Optessa. We've got Chris Harrington at Gen Alpha. So Damon, and I can't not talk about the configurators, man.
Yeah.
What about the configurators at Gen Alpha? Let's go there for a minute. Go there, brother.
I tell you what, man,
configurator.
When you start talking about the configurators, that's when I get excited. I mean, when you look at the ways that you can sell things and just put things together, even when you talk about your ground strap example that you use so many times, and it's so relevant, it's how do you really be able to sell something custom to everyone any time of day, at 365 days a year, and that's what you get from those things. So it's just one of those when you see a configurator like we talked about, I don't know, a year ago or so, when I called you freaking out because I was like, did you see this configurator? It's a sheet metal fabricating company, and you can just send them your DXF flat file, and they'll do it. I was like, or not even flat file, just send them a file or whatever they were doing. I was like, holy heck, those people just are going to kill it, because just think you're an engineer and I need something quoted, or I'm a purchasing person, I need a quote. All I do is send them the solid model and they can give me an estimate. That's like crazy cool. So guys, we are super bullish on configurators. If you're dealing with a manufacturer, especially, and this really speaks closely to those custom manufacturers. Yeah. So our MEPs, and we've got Catherine. Catherine, I am so thrilled that you're here today. So I'm glad that you dropped the Ohio MEP. So now, Catherine, I'm a Buckeye, just so you know. And we do have somebody. We have a speaker from Magnet in Cleveland. They're going to be speaking for Damon on June 20th, I don't know, whatever that third. So we have IMEC, we have Rhode Island, and we have Magnet. So Catherine, maybe if you're available in June, I do have a couple of slots open, so I might have to drop you a note. I would love to have you on the program and just share all the superpowers. Man, when Damon, we interview a lot of folks from the MEP network. We've had folks from Catalyst Connection, Purdue, Dr. Alyssa from Alaska. Fuse Hub.
We've had literally dozens of MEPs. The skill set, the passion is off the charts, helping manufacturers. Boo, U of M, go blue. So Dan Biggers dropping a little the Wolverines. Hey, we love the Wolverines, Dan, by the way. So, but anyway, what's phenomenal with the MEPs is, they're working relentlessly, helping manufacturers with all these aspects. But let's take it. I can't let go of the configurator. We got to go one step further.
Yeah.
So 75% of all manufacturers are 20 employees or less. 20 employees or less, 70% all manufacturers. Okay. So they're probably million, these are small shops, right?
Yeah. A couple $1 million. Yeah.
I just picked up a brand new client in Chicago, 4 employees, husband, wife, and 2 employees. That's it. It was spring break. They had one of their teenagers working for them the other day. So these guys are small, and and they're a custom job shop. They're always manufacturing a product for somebody else. Yeah. And Damon, let's go into that with the configurator. So I'm a custom manufacturer, and I hear e-commerce. I'm like, well, that's not for me. Yep. I'm not Amazon. I don't have a proprietary product. I don't have a fuse. I don't have a finished product per se. go in. Let's talk about what can that configurator do for that custom job shop that's just like, dude, this is brand new to me. So go there for a minute.
Well, it can, if you set up a configurator right, it can provide people an estimate for a part that you want, a custom part, if it's just like that, right? So if I have a CNC shop and someone wants me to quote an aluminum piece, whatever, some kind of machined aluminum piece, there are configurators now that I can upload the solid model, and you can tell me what kind of aluminum, and it can calculate the time. It can basically give them an estimate based on the time it would take to machine that part.
Right.
Yeah. Now is it going to be perfect? No. Is it going to be made for 1 million of them? Probably not. Right. But it's going to give them an estimate if they're looking for that job shop like you're talking about with 20 employees or less, and they're going to be cranking out prototypes.
Right.
That might be a great way to do it.
Oh, it's a great way. And all right, let's go through our checklist of all the positives of the configurator. I'm going to geek out on first off, efficiency, right? What do we always preach? How can that manufacturer, how can we help that ideal customer? Damon, what do we call those ideal customers of ours?
Soulmates.
We call them our soulmates, man.
Yep.
Our website is basically a dating site, right? Social media, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
So we want to attract that ideal buyer. When they land on that website, now they're like, okay, I'm going to have to call you. I've got to fill out this huge form. I've got to give you my social security number, my firstborn. No, you don't need to do any of those things. You can land right on the website and you can build this product. Now they might be like, well, wait a minute. What do we always say? I bend metal. I cut steel. I do 1,000 different things. How do I narrow down this configurator? But I love what you just said. We can narrow it down. It's not ideal. It's not perfect, but we're keeping that ideal customer, that soulmate on your website.
Mm-hmm.
And you're preventing them from going somewhere else.
Yeah.
No huge form to fill out. Now, Damon, walk through some of the steps. Remember that t-shirt that I have, that Van Bigger t-shirt that everybody loves? I want to be a manufacturer when I grow up.
Yeah.
I did that on a website off of I went to a website to build a configurator.
Oh, great example.
Yeah. Perfect example. So now, hey, what time do you have right now?
9:18.
Okay, I'm 12:18. Well, if I close my doors at 5:18 and Damon's on the West Coast at 2:18 and he still wants to buy from me, that configurator, Damon, you can still buy from me 24/7, right?
And that is the thing that is so cool. And it's, well, because Christina Harrican shared an article about native analog and native digital people.
Yeah, was that awesome?
Last week. It was an awesome article. And this is just bringing to light. And I didn't, you and I, we've talked about this millions of times online about people like us. We're what do you call them, Curt?
Digital immigrants.
Digital immigrants.
Right. You and I are digital immigrants.
Yes.
Hey, Damon, you remember I bought ACDC Back in Black on 8-track for those. So Nicole Donnelly's like, what is an 8-track? I don't even know what an 8-track player is, right?
Yeah. But we are, a lot of the people in manufacturing are native analog people yet, but the native digital people that are buying most things for in manufacturing now, they want this kind of sale process. They want to be able to buy like this, and we have to understand what our buyers want. Give them the option to talk more if you want to, but this configurator, like in this example, I said, yeah, you can give them an estimate on a part. And yes, you can have the margin in it. So you're sure if there's a little difference here and there that you got to take care of, you can take care of it. But give them the option then to talk about it further if you want to. So it does exactly as Nicole says, it shortens that sales cycle. It lets somebody, they can buy right there. Like you've shown before, they can, if they want it bad enough and just go, hey, a few bucks here or there doesn't matter to me. I want 5. I need them Tuesday. And you got the capacity to do it. And they don't care if it's 100 or 125 bucks a part. They're going to pay and get it. Right. And you're going to make some money on it, and it's going to be good.
Absolutely. So, all right. So to recap, e-commerce for custom manufacturers. So for any of you out there, Nicole Donnelly is an absolute rock star in marketing, for a HubSpot guru for you, you manufacturers out there. But for any of our friends at the MEPs, any of our friends at SBDCs, as you are talking to any of those manufacturers out there, enlighten them on that configurator idea and concept. And Damon, we also love talking about niching down. And so, and I love this comment. And you know what? Unfortunately, like StreamYard doesn't always tell us who's dropping these comments.
Those
Right?
people where we can't see the comments have their profiles set up so it's not sharing to Google and other places. There's
Okay.
settings that you have to change in LinkedIn. And you know what, Curt? This is something you can add to your LinkedIn training for people, because then they would know to do this, because they want to be found in search. And this you shares more of the details. So that's one of the settings in LinkedIn to do it.
Dude, how about a Damon? How about a little bomb drop right there, brother? I like that. So awesome. All right. So this is a great comment right here. This is very true. If you look at sites like ThomasNet, majority are millennials. So digital native. So fantastic. And we got Dan Bigger. Fuse Hub does rock.
Yep.
Well, and hey, shout out to Lena Garuk, our friend who's the director of Fuse Hub, the New York MEP. We're very tight with Steve Melito, Kim Lloyd, the entire team.
Good people.
And of course, the great thing about New York, it's, there's like 10 different sections throughout New York. Next Court is an essential part of New York. We have Insight. There's a lot of different MEPs throughout New York. But Damon, what I want to do is let's geek out. We always talk about niching down. Okay.
Yep.
So now, what do we say? Niche down till it hurts so good, right?
Yep.
So niche down till it hurts so good. So when you take your marketing hat and now you've committed to a configurator, what you're doing is, we like to preach, how do you help that ideal buyer, that soulmate, make a buying decision on a Friday night at midnight without having to wait for you to open up your doors on Monday, right?
Yeah.
How do you make that happen? Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the configurator helps that, because now it's created a customer service 24/7.
Yeah.
Let's throw on our SEO hat. It's keeping your ideal buyer, that soulmate, on your website. Google measures your website on length of time, right? So let's throw in some of the benefits on SEO by having that configurator.
Well, I mean, you're like you said, time on site. You got more chances for your pages that you're building out with your configurator too, to help to rank you more in your SEO results as well. It gives you so much. When you look at how you come up, and your page can come up as someone looking for a custom sheet metal component or a custom CNC machined aerospace components or whatever you want, your page can come up and say, hey, look, check out our configurator, instant pricing, blah, 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 what people want on those. It allows you to really, really give the people searching what they want.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to understand that soulmate. We don't want to be everything to everybody, right? Then we're jack of all trades, master of none. Then now we're nothing to nobody, right? So as a matter of fact, talking about SBDC, so I'm doing a little persona workshop on April 20th, so a couple Wednesdays from now, and we're doing a deep dive on persona, the persona exercise, if you will, identifying that soulmate. So now, Damon, when you niche down those keywords, how beneficial is it from an SEO, or even if for any of those folks out there jumping into Google ads, why is it so beneficial to niche down in those when you're niching down on your keyword strategy?
Well, because you eliminate people that don't really want what you do. I mean, or don't really not your soulmates, right? Because you talked about before, I bend metal, right? Or I make metal enclosures.
Right.
Well, if you do that, there's a gazillion people that make metal enclosures. Right. But if you just said, I make metal enclosures out of 16 gauge cold rolled steel for the manufacturing industry, or whatever it is, food industry, or stainless steel, use stainless steel for the food industry, and that you're getting niched down to the point that if an engineer is building a 16 gauge stainless steel enclosure, electrical enclosure for, NEMA certified, whatever the heck it's going to be, you can get that keyword can be 6, 7, 8 words long, that sentence that they'd be searching for. But when they search, that's probably a buyer. Right. That's a buyer that's got buying intent. Right. And then you look at it from the pay-per-click side. The pay-per-click side, it's so cheap comparatively to search for the exact best, longest keyword. Right. And so you get like this triple whammy. The SEO hit is awesome because there's not many people putting together pages like this. And you've showed me that before, where you can go, okay, you can put together, as you've done before too, put together a little video about it. Yeah. And then you put your configurator together around it. That's right. You can rule that page on Google if you wanted to.
You could own that page. Now, What's a great example? Somebody's like Damon Longtail, 5, so the average search phrase now is 4 words, right? I believe
Yep.
4 words,
That's what
probably
you said.
probably
Yeah.
more, right? So what's a great example that we love to use?
Oh, it is the purple running shoes with pink shoelaces.
You got it, brother, right there, man. So
I had
what
to
we
think about it.
yeah.
We've only said it a million times.
So what we so our running joke is, if you're a CNC shop, if you are a metal fabricator, if you manufacture 3D, you do 3D printing, you do circuit boards, whatever you make, finish that sentence. So as a running joke, what we started coming up with, like, hey, if I did a search for shoes, way too broad.
Yep.
I did running shoes, still way too broad. But now if I did like pink running shoes, hey, that's getting a little bit more specific. So maybe pink running shoes for teenage girls or breast cancer awareness or whatever it might be. So the pink running shoes, still pretty broad. But now if I finish it and I say with purple shoelaces, now, or vice versa, whatever, put the color wherever you want it. It's Easter, Easter's coming up. So
Yep.
pink and purple are good colors for this week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So however you want to place it. But the point is, if you do plastic injection molding for turbine engines, you do 3D printing for, blah, 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 blah. Finish that sentence. That's going to be your keyword strategy. So then you hit on the head on video. I'm going to share my screen. I'll give you guys a little example, right?
Yeah.
But talk about, why is video so important for that search strategy?
Well, first of all, people ingest so much more video than every day, because it increases, it goes up, and YouTube isn't it like the second largest search engine now? I mean, it's running right up there, and the video will get you, because it's a Google owned company. You have a good relevant video with your keywords in it, you can be at the top of the page. And look at the one that you did.
Hey, who's that bald guy talking right there, man?
So somebody knows something.
This was a little example. So again, guys, if you're out there, you're a manufacturer, and what I call this, when you look at this search page right here, Damon, what do you know? Like, dude, I call this this is Google 2005.
Yeah.
What do you like? No pictures, no videos, no images.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just very sparse, right?
Yep.
And when I'm looking here and I'm scrolling down, I'm just like, man, it just seems like there's a great SEO opportunity here for,
Mm-hmm.
Google is so, I don't know if Google would agree with me. They're so eager for information. Check this out. They grabbed a post from 2009.
Yeah.
They had to go back 13 years ago to grab a post on this keyword. Yeah. So, what I did, and Damon, I got this strategy from you, dude. So thank you for this great tip. This is a wonderful company. If Catherine's still with us, in a great state of Ohio, the Buckeye State. This is a great manufacturer. We're just running through a little quick example. They do a process called upset forging. Upset forging, haven't heard of it. Their supply chain's been going crazy because instead of going abroad, with supply chain challenges, their phone's ringing off the hook for, coming stateside. So they're like, well, one of our keywords is made in America or made in USA, upset forging. I'm like, guys, Google is so hungry for content. I threw together this little video. I did your advice. Talk about how I'll stop sharing, but I'll show you one more example. So if you use made in America, or if you do made in USA, upset forging, here I'm number 2. I'm going back and forth with Thomas Knott.
Yeah.
So share a little bit. I borrowed. Thank you for your advice. That little Optessa trick that you do. Share why is that so important on using Optessa? Like, I know, Nicole, you do an amazing job with transcription for your clients. Talk about that.
The Otterai. Yeah.
Otter, my bad. Thank you.
Yeah. The Optessa guys, they're probably going, whoa, it's
way
simpler than what we do, because the transcription that you get from Otterai, you can upload an audio or video file, and it downloads the text, of the words you said in that. Right. And when you do those things, it can, and you use it a different way. You've taken it to a different level, Curt, because you can write blog posts with it just by rambling on into the microphone about a subject, and then go ahead and edit it and do those things. But what you did with that video is something that we do with all of our videos as well. Is you transcribe them, you take that transcription, you use that transcription to add to your blog post, or you put it in the description in the video itself, because it'll be keyword laden and help it to rank better for that the keywords you want it to.
Absolutely. So guys, for the kids at home taking notes today, how about little
Yeah.
Otterai,
Yeah.
right? Otterai. It's free, man, guys. I have it right here. It's right on my phone. And Damon, I'm working on book number 2. And so
Yeah.
what I do is, thanks to you, I have Otter on an app on here. I just hit this app. I could be out for a walk. I could be wherever I am, whatever I'm doing. I could just be talking right into Otter when we do our training. Sometimes I pop in there and I'll like show that example. I'll be talking to my phone and you're watching the words come up on the screen. And it's just so efficient on just capturing those words. Nicole says, hey, let's drop in. Let's give a little shout out to my dear friend, Nicole, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
A great way to create content when working with subject matter experts. And hey, you don't even have to be a subject matter expert because it's working for me, right? They don't have a lot of time. So just record a meeting and transcribe. Nicole, drop it. Just drop it, right? Drop the mic, Damon. Drop
That's
that
what we're
mic.
doing.
So I'll tell you, that's a great tool. And so if you go back to that, so made in USA upset forging. What I did is I took Damon's advice. I'm into like Wikipedia, and I'm reading what upset forging is. So guys, if you can't sleep tonight, if anybody here has insomnia, anybody out there with insomnia, watch that video. You'll be asleep like within seconds. So it's that boring. And so if I took that video, dropped it into otter.ai, took the transcription, put it into the description of the video, loaded it with keywords. I put a link back to my website. Damon, why are those backlinks so important for folks out there?
Well, because you get a backlink from a really highly rated site like YouTube. Holy heck, that's really helps a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you guys are out there, if you're creating guides, you're creating content, you are that subject matter expert on the service you provide, the product that you sell, whatever solution that you solve, man, be the subject matter expert and just put that content out there. Shoot a video. Guys, I'm shooting a video on upset forging. If I can shoot a video on upset forging, you can shoot a video on just about anything, right? So take that video, take that transcription, and now what you can do is now with that transcription, Damon, I created a blog post that actually looks decent.
Yeah.
Now I have a video. I captured first page rankings on Google. I created a description in YouTube. I could put more links back to my website in that YouTube video, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now I created a blog post. I could throw that into a newsletter, an email. Now there's paragraphs within that newsletter. I could take those paragraphs and those could be LinkedIn posts. I have literally probably a month's worth of content because I read a Wikipedia page in a Zoom. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm being a little facetious, but you get the point.
Well, yeah, you can turn it into a lot. That's for sure.
Right. So, and Damon, I finally, instead of using, I don't like that kill two birds with one stone. It just doesn't sound very nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As big baseball fans that we are, I picked up a new one at Temple University last week or 2 weeks ago. They said, hey, how about hitting a couple home runs with the same bat? I like that one much better.
There you go.
So from now on, we're trying to hit as many home runs as we can with the same bat or the same pitch or however you want to call it.
Yep.
Anyway,
good stuff.
All right, Damon, we're coming into time, dude. So what other party, man, we got Polly Rose in the house today.
Yeah, good
Polly
stuff.
Rose, I'm meeting her. I think I have a call with her today. So I'm meeting with her, Dan Bigger, Nicole. We covered Catherine. I need to connect with Catherine. We need to get her on the program. Damon, party thoughts for this wonderful Monday here on April 4th, 2022.
I'm excited because it's springtime. This is a great, I mean, I think about that. And I think about the wonderful things that we're seeing in business. We're kind of, things are moving into a more productive phase. I don't even know, because it's not, we're not going back to normal. It's just like, hey, we're going forward from here and we're doing what we're doing. I'm excited to see, manufacturing businesses busy, e-commerce really staying strong, and learning more and more about so many great brands, just so much exciting stuff every single day to talk about and learn about, just learn from.
Right. That's right. Yeah. So guys, I got it right this time, right? So this guy over here, Damon Pastulka from co-founder Exit Your Way, he is a growth and strategy expert. And just, man, if you guys don't know this, how does anybody not know Damon Pastulka? Very passionate on helping manufacturers. You can find him on Faces of Business on Tuesdays, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. You can find him on Faces of Business on Thursdays, 6 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. You can find him on Fridays at what time, Damon?
Well, it's 10:30 my time. 10:32.
10:32.
10:32.
10:32,
Excuse me.
1:32 Eastern on Manufacturing E-commerce Success. We have an awesome guest this Friday, Kelly Berry.
And then don't forget about this guy right here. I have to point in the right direction. But Curt Anderson, helping people stop being the best kept secret.
We're
getting out there and well, I mean, because really, look, native digital people are trying to buy today. They're buying most. So if you are not digital, you are missing out. You help people get there.
We're helping our generation, aren't we? That generation X, you know, we're helping the generation
exactly.
Baby boomers, even maybe some, I don't know, but none of the millennials, right?
So no, the Gen Zs or the Gen Xers, definitely. It's still a lot of native analog. I mean, I'm Gen Xer. And so it's, we got to get the native analog businesses into the digital world.
That's right.
That's what you do.
So guys, we'll wind down. So, hey, thank you for joining us today. We absolutely love what we do. We love connecting with you guys. So again, recap. So Damon, meet the MEPs in June. So we're going to, as a matter of fact, when we stop going live, I'm going to show you the schedule I got. We have, man, I've got some good guests coming up. Oh my God. Dude, are you sitting down? Are you sitting down for like, all right.
Yes, I am.
And it is so, and guess what? You're the only one that's going to know because we're going to turn the live off.
Yes. All right.
All right, brother. Hey, guys, go out, have an absolutely amazing Monday. Thank God it's Monday. Have a phenomenal, fantastic week. Hug the kids a little tighter. Hug the spouse a little brighter, all that stuff. So go out there, crush it with your clients, and I'll see you guys on Friday.
Yes.